Hi, my name is Lynn Thompson. I'm the president of Cold Steel Incorporated and the chief instructor of our training division. I want to welcome you to this presentation of big bore blowguns. What we're going to do in this presentation is we're going to show you all the fun you can have with a 625 Magnum, how you can use it for recreation, how you can use it for fun, how you can hunt with it, how you can use it for self-defense. Hang on to your hats, it's going to be a lot of fun. Our 625 Magnums come in several different configurations. My favorite is the 5-foot model. One of the things I love about this 5-foot model is it makes a really good walking stick. Unlike other blowguns, when you buy a 625 Magnum, it comes with a ferrule here, a nice heavy-duty plastic ferrule to keep your bore away from the ground as you walk. So you can really put your weight on this thing because our 625 Magnums have much heavier wall thicknesses on this long barrel than any other blowgun on the market. These things are really stout. It also comes with a mouthpiece. They all do. A mouthpiece and a quiver. And this is, of course, where you put the dart. This is the bore, and it's .625 in diameter. We also make this professional model 5-foot blowgun. The wall thickness is 3 millimeters thick. That's twice as thick as the standard blowgun that we make. It's very stiff. It weighs 27 ounces. This model here that I just showed you, this weighs 14 ounces. This one, though, weighs 27 ounces. It's really very stable when you shoot it. It's got some weight to it, so you can really hold it still. I really like this model. It's got a different mouthpiece. It's really conducive to accuracy, and it's a very stiff, very heavy-duty blowgun. That's why we call it the heavy-duty one. And in a self-defense situation, this can be a formidable self-defense tool, and it's even extra stout when you use it as a hiking staff. It, too, of course, comes with the ferrule on the bottom, just like this ferrule. It comes with that, so you can use it as a staff, pull the ferrule off, and use it as a blowgun. We also make a 4-foot model. This 4-foot model is really easy to pack. It's lightweight. As you can see, I've got it here filled with our mini broadhead darts. And it too has, of course, the ferrule and the mouthpiece. This mouthpiece, a lot of people like it because of this U section right here. You can put your thumb right there, and it gives you a really good grip when you're using it as a hiking staff. A 4-foot model like this is really good to use to walk with. And I've used these in the field. You can also put the forend of your rifle on this and shoot off that too. We also make a takedown model. And it takes down into 2 pieces, and it's got, have the camera come in here, it's got a whole bunch of tight threads here, very finely threaded. It takes you a while to put this together and to thread it in there, but once you've got it threaded together, it's really, really rigid. And that's something that I really insisted on, and it's got a reinforcing shroud over the 2 sections that are intermated, and when you get that thing together, it is solid. And it makes a very stiff, very accurate blowgun. There's absolutely no difference in the shooting potential between the 2-piece blowgun and an all 1-piece blowgun. So this is something to consider if you want to have more versatility in packing it. If you want to take your blowgun and drop it in a suitcase or put it in a pack, this 2-piece is the way to go. So we have quite a variety of sizes in our blowguns to fit all your needs. Check them out and see which one works best for you. To load our big bore blowguns is pretty simple. All you do is you pick it up and you take, first thing I want you to do is take the ferrule off. This ferrule that I talked about that makes it such a good walking stick, well, obviously you can't shoot the blowgun if the bore is being blocked by that ferrule. So you take that off, and I put it in my pocket right away. It's not a train smash if you lose it, though. We have lots in stock, and they're very inexpensive and easily replaced, but it's inconvenient for you, so stick it in your pocket. Then what you want to do is you want to select your dart. I'm going to select this bamboo dart, and I'm going to take the dart. You put the dart into the bore. Now the cone, this little orange plastic piece right here, that cone has to be pushed just past the anti-inhalation device. There's a little ring of plastic inside the mouthpiece, just inside the mouthpiece, that cone has to ride over. So you have to push it past that. And that anti-inhalation device is there so that you don't inadvertently suck this dart back into your mouth and down your throat and choke on it. So you stick it in just like that until it goes past that. And now the other thing you want to make sure is you elevate the muzzle of the blowgun a little bit so that dart doesn't fall down the bore until you're ready to shoot. And now you're loaded. You're ready to go. So you can just walk over to your target and shoot. Before I illustrate how to shoot the 625 Magnum blowgun, I want to talk briefly about safety. Shooting our blowgun is no joke. This isn't a toy. This can be very dangerous and even lethal. This razor tip broadhead will shoot the length of the shaft into flesh. You can bury that right up to that cone in flesh. That does a lot of damage. That could kill somebody. That can kill your pets. It can kill livestock. So you need to be really careful where you point the muzzle of your blowgun. This is just like a firearm. You don't point the muzzle at anything that you don't want to injure or destroy. You've got to be really safe when you use this blowgun. This isn't something that you can let your little kids use unsupervised. It's a lot of fun. It has tremendous recreational value. It's a very useful hunting tool, but it has to be treated with respect. So never let that muzzle cover anything that you're not willing to destroy. All right, with that said, and I want that to sink in, let's go on and show how to shoot this thing. I'm going to be using our bamboo dart. It's the lightest dart that we make. And as you shoot this blowgun, you'll find that every dart has a different weight and different characteristics in flight. So you'll have to adjust your aim and your shooting style to accommodate each dart because they're all individuals. But I like to start when I'm teaching someone with the bamboo dart. It's the lightest, like I said, it shoots the flattest, and I think it's the very easiest to learn all of the basics of shooting the blowgun. Now, before I load it, I want to go into stance. When I go to shoot something with my blowgun, I always try to square up to it. In other words, get directly in front of what I want to hit. And my feet are naturally about shoulder distance apart, okay? And I'm going to step in, if possible, towards the target. If I'm hunting and I can do that without alarming it, I'll definitely try to do that because I want this, my strong side slightly forward. And now I'm going to elevate the muzzle. I'm going to point it right at the target, right where I want to hit. At this close range, I'll hold right exactly on it or maybe just slightly underneath it. And now I want to talk about something that's really important. Once I establish my aiming point, I'm going to make my right arm really stiff. It's absolutely critical, hear me well, it's absolutely critical that you don't move the muzzle as you fire the blowgun. What we all have a tendency to do is we want to push with our body as we do that violent exhalation of air. I want to go, and look at how my muzzle moves. When I give that big push, I have a tendency to push it down or push the muzzle to the side. This is a common mistake. We all make it. You'll make it as a beginner. You'll make it as an expert. I'm warning you now, fight, 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 fight to keep that muzzle absolutely still as you fire the blowgun. So with that said, I'm going to have you use your bamboo dart, and you're going to put it in here. You're going to push that cone past the anti-inhalation device, just past like that. Now what I do is I pinch this. I always consciously hold on to that cone so it doesn't slip down the bore. I pinch that, I elevate my muzzle, and when you take that deep breath in, try to keep the end of this mouthpiece right here by your chin. It's close, but if it's here by your chin, as you draw in, you're not going to suck the end of that dart into your mouth, okay? There's no way. So you're going to make that big in-draw breath. There. I was directly in line, but my elevation was too low. So what you're going to do now So you're going to load another one, put it in, get that on target. Bullseye. I adjust with my next shot. With practice, you'll find you'll learn where to hold at all kinds of different distances. And you get a group like that. 2 in the bullseye, just like that, in 3 shots. So you learn very quickly with practice where you're going to hold. Now, if I was going to go back further, I'm only maybe 5 yards away, 6 yards away right here. If I was going to go back to 50 feet, then I'd obviously have to change my holdover on the target. I might have to hold this far over the top of where I wanted to hit for that dart to hit. Now, every blowgun has a rainbow trajectory, every single one. No blowgun shoots like a rifle. They all shoot a dart that does this. None of them shoot really flat. And depending on the weight of the dart, some shoot flatter than others. As I mentioned earlier, the bamboo dart, I think, shoots the flattest, and you have to learn the particular characteristics of each dart. But that's what you do in practice, and practice with a blowgun is cheap. It's very, very inexpensive, and it can be done anywhere. In your front room, in your backyard, in your garden, in your side yard. You can find a place to shoot your blowgun. Get it out and practice. All you have to do is put that dart in, and shoot. It's so much fun. I know you're going to love it. Now I'd like to acquaint you with the various darts that we have to offer in our 625 Magnum blowgun and their potential. One of my very favorites is this mini broadhead dart. It's got a steel shaft and a little forged sharp broadhead on the end for the point. And this dart is very good for target shooting. It offers excellent penetration. It's 4 times heavier than our competitor's dart. It hits really hard. It sticks in almost everything. It cuts a decent wound channel. It's just an excellent all-around dart, and I really enjoy shooting it. The next dart I want to talk about is our razor tip broadhead dart. As you can see, it's got a fairly long shaft. It's all steel, and here's what's really cool, is it's got a broadhead, just like a mini arrow broadhead. It's got a 2-sided broadhead that's sharp, and that means that this broadhead can cut on contact. The biggest problem with shooting blowguns for hunting and stuff is that without poison, they're less than perfect killers. It takes sometimes, unless you have really good shot placement, it takes some time for the animal that you've just shot to expire. With this razor tip broadhead, we make a bigger wound channel and we cut all the blood vessels and stuff, and it makes it easier to more efficiently and to more humanely dispatch them. So it's really, really an advancement in blowgun technology, and every one of these is welded on by hand onto this shaft. So they're very strong and durable, and you get a lot of use out of them. They're a little bit expensive, so you're going to want to watch where they fly. And I also suggest you extract these with a pair of pliers. If you stick them into wood and you got your Leatherman tool in there, go over there, whip it out, grab this shaft by the head, pull straight back, and you'll extract it quite easily. They fly pretty darn straight. I wouldn't say that they're absolutely as perfect as a mini broadhead dart, but they're very accurate, and you can do a lot of good hunting with these. I've killed rabbits with them and a whole bunch of other stuff, and they're very, very efficient. So you want to make sure that you have some of these in your quiver. You'll never regret carrying these razor tip broadheads. The next dart I want to talk about is our stun dart. It's a lot of fun. This is maybe my favorite dart to shoot. It's very accurate. It has tremendous smashing power. It's a great recreational dart. You can shoot it a bunch of times, and it doesn't break. We make it out of tough material, and it's an awesome hunting dart, particularly on birds. You hit a dove with this thing, and you'll knock them into next week. It has tremendous smashing power, and it can knock down a whole host of stuff. And if you're using it on bigger animals, all you do is give them a knock, run up there and grab them, wring their neck, or give them a swat with a stick really quickly and humanely dispatch them. But this stun dart has all kinds of fun potential and hunting potential, and I really suggest you look into it. I enjoy shooting it every day. Next, I want to talk about our bamboo dart. I've alluded to this and shown this a little bit already. This is my favorite target dart. It shoots the flattest of all the darts that we make. I think it has the most potential for long-range shooting. It's a little bit more fragile than some of the other darts. You know, obviously it's made out of wood instead of out of steel, so it probably won't last as long as a steel dart. I think that's obvious. And it has a sharp point, so it sticks pretty good, and you get pretty good, decent penetration with it. And it's pretty much disposable. If you wreck it, just get another one. They're very inexpensive, but it's a really useful dart to have to practice with, especially inside. This is probably the dart that I shoot the most inside, and if you shoot it into a styrofoam target, it'll last indefinitely. And if the point gets dull, it's very easy to just take your pocket knife and just tune up the point a little bit and just keep shooting. So there you have it. A host of darts for every situation. Darts for target shooting, darts for recreation, darts for hunting, darts for survival use. Lots and lots of choices. Go out and shoot your 625 Magnum. I know you're really going to enjoy it. Now I'd like to demonstrate the accuracy of our mini broadhead. This is, again, one of my favorites. It's very accurate. I'm going to try to shoot it through the opening in that steel washer, which is about 3/4 an inch approximately in diameter. If you're going to try this at home, I suggest you wear safety goggles just in case you get some bounce back. We have a steel stand there. Another way you might do this is to hang it from a piece of string off a tree, and that might be another way to try this. But we're going to give it a shot. Well, I enjoy shooting at bullseye targets a lot. It can get stale after a long time, and you need to switch up your targets. And lots of times when we go shooting on Sunday afternoons, we take fruit and charcoal and all kinds of stuff that we blast with our pistols and rifles, and we practice our point shooting and our snap shooting with them. And also, it's the same thing with a blowgun. If you just shoot at a target, a bullseye target, it does get kind of stale. And I encourage you to go and improvise targets and shoot at them. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to be hitting this orange at 30 feet with our mini broadhead dart. It's a lot of fun when you center punch an orange like that, and you hit them right smack in the center. It's really a lot of fun. I encourage you to go out and practice, especially if you've got some friends that own orchards like I do. You know, oranges right now are pretty cheap, and we can get as many as we want, and we go out there and we shoot them. You try it too. I think you're going to enjoy it. Now I want to show you how I play cards with our 625 blowgun. I've got the King of Spades up there on my stand, and I'm going to be shooting at 20 feet with my mini broadhead. You got old playing cards laying around home that are all thumbed over and worn out and stuff. Here's a way you can still get some more fun out of your playing cards. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you use a playing card to its highest and best use. Knock the socks out of it. Now, let's try something else. Let's set that playing card up and see if I can't cut a chunk out of it when we set it up sideways. I'll shoot it with my razor tip broadhead and see if I can't cut a chunk out of it. Well, that was quite a challenge. I tore it out of the holder when I hit it, but I did manage to tear a chunk out of it, as you can see. I'd hoped to cut it in half, but that wasn't in the cards. Now I'm going to try to put the hurt on that 2-liter bottle of soda there. Check that out. Points went all the way through that full soda bottle and really, really put the hurt on it. It's a lot of fun. Go out and play with your blowgun. Buy a 625 Magnum and you're buying a whole passel of fun. When I'm teaching self-defense with firearms, I frequently talk about the importance of shooting for the center line, the line that runs directly down the middle of the body, from all the way through the head and the spine, all the way through the pelvis, all the way out between the feet. That center line of the body. And that's always a good thing to practice with. When you're shooting with your blowgun, get used to shooting for the center line. And we've got the center line replicated by a 1x2 piece of white pine. And I'm going to be shooting our mini broadhead and just walking these darts up and down that center line. Right there. I'm going to go from top to bottom. That's how you do it. I started here at the top, and I clustered all these in here pretty tight, and then I just started spacing them all the way down to the bottom. You can use a piece of 1x1 or 1x2. You can use an old broomstick. You can use a 2x4 and set it wide, or turn it and set it narrow and shoot at that. Practice shooting the center line. It's a lot of fun, it looks cool, and it's a useful skill to have. I'm going to demonstrate the ferocious penetration of our mini broadhead dart on this galvanized steel bucket. I'm punching nice holes right through this galvanized steel. And this is heavy walled steel too. See that right there? And you can come inside here and look how it's deformed the inside of this bucket. You can see where it's punched through. Now those punch big holes. You can really, really see these holes. These last two shots right here, this one and this one, they really did it. Here and here, you can clearly see where that mini broadhead punched right through this heavy steel bucket. That's awesome penetration and smashing power. Did you hear that, the smack that those mini broadheads put on that bucket? I don't know about you, but I'm always impressed every time I shoot this blowgun. One of the ways we've used for many years to test the penetration of an edged weapon is to stab it through a 3-inch mailing tube. If it's properly designed and has a good strong point and a sharp point, it should sail right through. But you'd be surprised at how many knives we've tested have a hard time getting through a 3-inch mailing tube. Some of them you have to battle to get through both sides. If I can take this mini broadhead dart and drive it through even one side of that mailing tube, that's awesome penetration. That's really good. I'm going to see if I can't drive it through all the way. It went in pretty far, but didn't quite break the other side. Certainly through one side. Let me try again. Well, I'm driving these darts just about as hard as I can drive them. And I'm not getting through both sides, but I'm certainly getting through one side. And I'm pretty happy with this. This stuff is thick. This tube holds 200 pounds. You can stand on this. A 200-pound person can stand on this tube and not crush it. It's full of glue. It's really, really, really stiff. And this rounded surface deflects things pretty easily. So I'm pretty happy with the penetration there of our mini broadhead. We use silhouettes all the time here in training with firearms. And we thought it was appropriate to shoot these silhouettes with our mini broadhead and our other darts. I'm going to see if I can't zip it right through. Hey, right straight through. As you can see, this one really was wailing when it went through, and we still got an inch or more penetration with each of the other mini broadhead darts.
I've got the mini broadhead right here. I've got the 5-foot 2-piece takedown blowgun, and I've got a 1-inch pine board. I'm going to see how much penetration I can get. They didn't go all the way through, but I'm going to see how much penetration I did get. And it looks like about a good 1/2 inch actually. That's pretty good for a 1-inch pine board. As you can see how thick that is. And a little over halfway into that. That's pretty good penetration.
I'm going to demonstrate the penetration of this mini broadhead once again by shooting right through one of the lenses in that sunglass. Well, our mini broadhead dart punched right through the lens of that sunglass and deep into the styrofoam underneath. Look at that. Right through the bottom part of the lens there. I think that shows without a doubt that sunglasses won't stop the mini broadhead dart from a 625 Magnum.
I have a mini broadhead here, and I'm going to shoot it at this bar of soap over here. Let's see what I can do. As you can see, 2 of them, the cones stuck into the soap and allowed the darts to keep traveling. You can see it completely went through. That's really good. And the other one here, you can see where the cone hit and it just took a big chunk right out of the side. That's pretty impressive.
Now I'd like to demonstrate the penetration of our mini broadhead on this game hen. I'm going to go back to a realistic hunting distance of 30 feet, that's 10 yards. You can get within 10 yards of a heck of a lot of game if you wear camo and you're a good sneaker and you're patient or you lay an ambush. And I'm going to talk more about that. But I want to just show you what this mini broadhead can do. Not a bad group. All those things are potentially kill shots, and you can see the tremendous penetration. Look at this thing. Went in almost the entire length of the dart into that breast meat, and any such thing inside that body cavity would have been just devastated by that. And those other shots totally transfixed them. Nothing's getting away with one of these darts in them like that. Now I'm going to do the smackdown on that ceramic plate with our mini broadhead dart. Hey, you kids watching this, don't try this with your mom's best china. Make sure you have your parents' permission before you shoot any crockery. Busted that into 6 pieces. That mini broadhead dart, hey, it hits hard. It'll break a big ceramic plate like that. Hey, it'll put the smack down on anything.
Got me a little seat. I got my cold steel blowgun. It's big bore blowgun darts, and they got razor points. Nearly every shot I take hits its mark. The accuracy of the cold steel blowgun is amazing. Oh, another great shot.
We used this new cold steel. It's got a little bitty broadhead tip. And we shot that rabbit probably, I don't know, 5 yards, 15 feet.
I'm gonna load up for one more shot. That'll do it.
It wouldn't be a cold steel blowgun DVD if we didn't have a bug and reptile hunt. You can have lots of fun with your blowgun, and I don't ever take myself too seriously, so I like to shoot bugs and reptiles. I think I'll take that cobra right there. He's finished. I think I'll take that big lizard right there. Ah, that was a great shot. I'll get that snake next to him in the head. Can't let him live. He's finished. Gotta go for that big rat. Who doesn't like to shoot a rat? think I'll shoot that frog. Take that grasshopper right there in front. He's a big one. Oh yeah, here's one down here at the very corner. He's escaped my attention. And that's how we do a bug and reptile hunt at Cold Steel with our 625 Magnum. My wife says I was born out of time, so I'm going to go back in time to the age of the dinosaurs and have a little fun with my 625 Magnum. There's a likely looking dinosaur. I'm going to go for a headshot. I'm going to take this one there with the yellow head there in the back with the armored looking tail. Hey, that'll do me. That dragon looks pretty menacing. Look at those teeth. It looks like me when I'm angry. Ah! In the neck! Oh, I get that bad boy right in the head. Awesome! Like I said, have fun with your 625 Magnum. Don't take yourself too seriously. Go out there and see what you can scrounge up that's fun to shoot. Use your imagination. It's a lot of fun. You can kill a lot of rainy afternoons with a 625 Magnum. This is our flat shooter. It shoots the flattest of anything we make. It's got the highest speed. It's got decent penetration. And I'm going to try it on this game hen. I have a friend in Texas that hunts dove with these all the time. And what he does, he shoots them through the wings and pins the wings together and runs over there and grabs them. And they just sit there and flop around and he can pick them up really quickly. So you can experiment with hunting with this thing. Just remember, try to be humane and take your game cleanly. Shooting at 30 feet. This is a pretty big target for a bamboo dart. Let's see how much penetration I got. Almost 2 inches of penetration. That's enough to get into the vitals of almost any bird or other small critter. And you can kill with this. It really needs good shot placement, but you have the accuracy with the 625 Magnum to put your darts where you want them if you practice. When you can hit a 3-inch styrofoam ball like this reliably at 30 feet with our 625 Magnum, you're ready to go hunting. Robert's going to demonstrate the accuracy of our 625 as he perforates this ball. When you can do like Robert did and hit this ball like this with these darts, you're well on your way to being an expert marksman with our 625 blowgun. Obviously the ball spun around a little bit as he hit it, but it's still a pretty good grouping and more than adequate for hunting. Practice with your 625 Magnum till you can do this regularly at 30 feet and you'll really be happy you did. I promise you, you'll go out there and you'll knock stuff over in its tracks. Once you can hit an orange reliably at 30 feet, I encourage you to go down in target size and try for a limit. I'm going to use our bamboo darts. I use these a lot. I really like them. You're going to hear me say that a lot. And I'm going to go out here to 30 feet and see if I can't perforate that limit. There we go. Another good stick there. Not quite in the center, but certainly good enough for government work. I'm happy with that. Now, shooting at a lime is a pretty challenging target. There we go. Well, again, I didn't center punch it, but I still hit it at 30 feet. Hey, anytime you can put your dart in a lime like that, you're a good shot with a blowgun. Well, we don't have a rolling donut to shoot here, but we brought in an old-fashioned, and I'm going to see if I could put a bamboo dart right through the center. There you go, right through the hole. That was a lot of fun. I hope you get to do that at home. At first blush, you might not think that this bamboo dart has much penetration, but it's quite pointy and it's very lightweight and it goes at a real tremendous speed. This thing shoots at high speeds and it has surprising penetration. Watch. I'm going to drive it at least through the first thickness of that nailing tube. Everyone went through. Half inch. About a half inch of penetration each time. But they went in up here to my thumbnail. That's pretty darn good for such a lightweight dart. These things penetrate. They stick in almost anything. You can shoot them a long ways, and they have surprising penetration. Don't ever underestimate the bamboo dart. I really want to encourage you to have fun with your 625 Magnum. One of the ways we do it is we shoot a lot of balloons. I've got my bamboo dart, and we're going to go down to maximum range inside my gymnasium here where we're filming. I'm going to go clear out here to 40 feet and lay waste to those balloons. That was fun and too easy. When you have a bamboo dart, man, you can really reach out there and touch something. You just hold a tiny bit high at 40 feet, and that bamboo dart does all the work. Flies 40 feet through the air, shoots flat, hits the target. Now I'm going to continue with our accuracy trials, and I'm going to try to smash up this paintball. It's a very small target, as you can see. I'm going to be shooting from 15 feet, and I'm going to be using this razor broadhead, just like this, and see if I can't cut that thing. Now that was cool. Being able to hit a moving target is a valuable skill and a real test of your accuracy. I'm going to demonstrate how accurate you can shoot the 625 Magnum by hitting this moving tennis ball. Robert's going to activate it in just a second. And I'm going to be using our razor tip broadhead. And I'll go ahead and have Robert get that thing swinging. That was really cool. I center punched this tennis ball with that razor tip broadhead. You've got to have a really accurate dart and an accurate blowgun and some practice before you're going to hit a tennis ball moving like this, but it's awesome practice. I suggest you try this at home and get really good at it. If you're ever going to hunt with a blowgun, this will really be a big advantage to you. Sometimes you just have to have fun with your blowgun. I've got a whole bunch of balloons all in a line here, and I've got a razor tip broadhead. I'm going to go for it. I like making noise. It's hard to beat that. On my target over here, I have 5 2mm pieces of motorcycle leather. This is the same leather that they use on the best quality motorcycle jackets. It's over ½ inch thick, and I'm going to shoot right through it with this razor tip broadhead. Look at that, right through. Went right through ½ inch of this leather. That's just awesome penetration for such a lightweight dart. I was pretty satisfied with the penetration of our mini broadhead dart on this mailing tube. I got through one thickness, but couldn't quite get through the other side. Now I'm going to try with our razor tip broadhead and see if I can't sail this thing through both sides. Well, I got through on this one shot here, this flanking shot. Right here, you can see the tip just broke through. All these other shots, I gave it my best, but I couldn't quite get him to go through both sides. But what's pretty interesting is that entire broadhead went through there. That's a lot of steel to be shoved through that thick wall, that heavy, thick wall of this cardboard tube, punched all the way through. So, again, I'm really satisfied with the performance of this razor tip broadhead. Good penetration, and that'll cut a heck of a wound channel. Now I'm going to try the penetration of our razor tip broadhead against 7 layers of cardboard. We've got it all taped up together, and it's over 1 inch thick, and I'm going to have a go here from 15 feet. See if I can't drive this razor tip broadhead right straight through. Let's come in and check to see what kind of penetration we got. As you can see, that razor tip broadhead easily went through over 1 inch of cardboard, right straight through, every single dart. Look at that one. Man, that thing was sailing, huh? I'm pretty happy with this penetration, and you should be too. This means that you can take this razor tip broadhead and hunt pretty big animals with it effectively.
I have here the razor tip broadhead dart. I'm going to shoot at 20 feet at a 1 inch pine board, see how much penetration we can get. These things are buried in there. Let's see how far they gone. I can't physically pull them out by hand. Looks like I'm almost through. They're about 3/4 of the way through. As you can see how far that's penetrated. That's really good penetration for just lung power and with a broadhead dart. It's a lot of resistance. And I have a bar of soap. Let's see what I can do. Well, you can see I tore a chunk out of one corner. I got 2 good hits. Blade went all the way through. It's pretty impressive. I wouldn't want these things hitting me.
Let's see how our razor tip broadhead dart stacks up against this game hen. You punch anything in the chest this size and even bigger with that razor tip broadhead, and you're going to kill them. Look how far that went in. Finished. That's why you buy a 625 Magnum. It shoots a heavy, big, useful dart. Don't waste your money on that crap my competitors sell. Those are toys. They're not even worthy of your time. Hey, spend a little bit more money and get a real man's blowgun. Get a 625 Magnum from Cold Steel. All the other people are just imposters when it comes to blowguns. One of the favorite foods on our holiday table at my house is a turkey. And hunting turkey is quite a challenge. Now, hear me well. I'm not saying to deliberately go out and try to hunt turkeys with this razor tip broadhead dart. But shooting at a turkey target is a lot of fun, and it also prepares you for the unlikely event that you might have to shoot a turkey in a survival situation where you have to make meat, you're really hungry, and you've got to put something in the pot. Any hit on here in the head of a turkey with a razor tip broadhead is not going to do him any good, or in the neck. Anywhere up and down his cervical spine there is going to really put the hurt on him. So I'm going to go back to 10 yards, which is 30 feet, and shoot that turkey. That would have been a perfect kill right there. Right in the middle of his neck, would have severed his spine. He'd be flopping. If you hit a turkey like that, run after him as fast as you can, pick him up, bring his neck, or give him a swat with your Bowie knife and finish him. And you'll have a turkey dinner with your blowgun. Now I'm going to see if I can't hit him in the head. Boy, that was close. That's where you want to hit a turkey. This shot was darn good. That one was awesome. That one's terrific. Hit a turkey like that, he's curtains.
Now I have a razor-headed, broad-headed dart. And I'm going to see if I can impale that soda can. You can see right where I hit, the cone stuck in the inside right there, coming out the back. Penetrated it easily. And here I have our stun dart. This stun dart's designed with all the weight in the head of the dart. And we have this little cross cut across the top, as you can see. So this allows for a big smack, but also gets these little protrusions to hit, to add more damage to whatever you hit. So I'm going to shoot at this modeling clay here, and let's see what kind of cavity we can get. Wow, that's pretty good. As you can see, the head is actually completely buried to the shaft, and it's really stuck in there. I'm fighting to get it out. You could hear it. And that went in a good 1.5 inches for a stun dart. And look at the hole that it made. Any small bird, rodent would just be devastated by this. Knock them right over. I wouldn't even want to be hit with this.
20 years ago, I used to win extra pocket money with bets on putting out a candle at 30 feet with a fine work bar, 177 precision air pistol. And I always thought that would be cool to try to put a candle out with our 625 Magnum. So I'm going to attempt with our stun dart to snuff this candle at 20 feet. Wow, that was fun. With a little bit of practice, you can do that at home too. Get a candle and check it out. I know you can hit it. I know you can snuff that candle with a 625 Magnum. Now our good friend Robert Vaughn is going to use our stun dart to show you how you can turn out the lights with our 625 Magnum. We've got a light bulb over there and it's shining bright. Let's go dark. That's how you smash strawberries with the stun dart with the 625 Magnum. That's how you scramble an egg with a 625 Magnum blowgun and a stun dart from cold steel. Now I'm going to put the maximum smack on this 1/8" plywood silhouette with our stun dart. I'm going to get it a little bit closer. I'm going to give it all I got. Right through. Is that cool or what? That ripped all the way through. Can you imagine being a dove or a quail or a squirrel getting smacked with that thing? That's going to be devastating.
I have the stun dart here, and I have some clay pigeons. Let's see how much damage I can do.
I've got in my hand a 12-ounce ceramic coffee cup. It's our experience, if you can break this with your stun dart, you're on your way to knocking down almost anything that you can point your blowgun at. 12-ounce ceramic coffee cup is pretty hard to bust. Watch. If you've got some old crockery laying around, you could buy it at the flea market or a yard sale, and you've got nothing else to do, especially on a rainy day, busting up old crockery with your blowgun, a lot of fun.
Here I have the stun dart. Let's see if I can break that ceramic plate. One shot of a 12-inch floor tile with the stun dart. Let's see if it's a match. Once again, the stun darts prove superior. Here I have a stun dart, and it's breaking my heart because anybody that knows me, wasting a cookie is a sin. All plain nasty crackers must die, and I'm going to execute them with a stun dart. Well, here's another sin of mine, wasting candy. But I'm going to show how accurate these stun darts are on these small candy wafers over here.
Hitting with the stun dart from the 625 Magnum, even at 40 feet, is no joke. Watch. Blasted right through that cardboard. All those hits. Had one kind of a high flyer there. The rest are pretty darn decent. Don't ever stand in front of me when I've got a 625 Magnum. Shooting Christmas tree ornaments is a lot of fun. Nothing like breaking glass. I'm mostly known for my ability to throw a beer bottle, but from time to time, I like to shoot them with my 625 Magnum. That's how you knock out beer bottles.
As much as I like looking in the mirror, I like breaking them better. I hope I don't have 7 years of bad luck. I've gotten a lot of trouble for breaking windows when I was a kid, but you know what? I still enjoy breaking glass. Still fun today.
That was so cool.
I've got a stun dart here, and I'm going to see if I can pop that full soda can. No problem. Hi, I'm going to be showing you how to make some improvised darts. These are things that you can easily get a hold of in your house or at the hardware store. First I'm going to show you is with the big bore blowgun allows you to shoot a lot larger shaft. So you can go down and buy a wood dowel. You can see I have two different sizes here and just put a sharp point on the end. Now I have two different cones. One is paper and the other is tape. Now you can easily take this tape and wind this up until it just fits in the bore. So you get a little seal. You don't want to, when you make your ends, your cones on your darts, you don't want to make them to where they're so tight they can't fit to where you physically can't blow them out. You've got to have a little compromise, and you have to experiment because sometimes you'll make the dart too heavy and it won't fly as far as you would like. The other is you can take a wood bead and use that for your cone. You may have to shave them down, take the time to cut them to fit. You can glue that to a steel coat hanger cut down. I even took a wood dowel and cut it and put a wood screw in it. The other is with our cones, or you break a cone off the dart, break the shafts, you can replace it with a nail. And this is where we took some time and actually mounted a nail and ground it down really nice to make a real nice dart. Okay, the other is I'm going to demonstrate to you the best cones to make for your darts. This is a coat hanger cut down, ground real nice with the paper and just tape. And here's one with nail. This is the one I'll be making and demonstrating right now. The first thing you want to do is you just get, this is an auto trader or piece of plain paper. I'm just going to roll a cone. You want to get, especially in using a coat hanger, you want to roll a nice tight end. So you got a small end for the dart to fit. Then I get myself a cone, and I just tape it to hold it. Now what I want to do, so I want to take my coat hanger, and I'll cut a nice straight piece, 3 to 4 inches long, and I'll cut one end at an angle so it can have a sharp point. Then what I do is I put my cone up to where my, if it's a little wide, it's no problem. You can flatten this out and roll this over and tape this down. First I like to do is I put one between the seam of the coat hanger and the paper so I get them to join, and just to reinforce a little bit I'll put another one up on the paper at an angle so it'll roll with the cone so it doesn't bunch up. Now I've got this attached to my cone, but I got a large cone, so what I do is I slide it in my bore so I see where I have a nice fit. Mark it off with my finger and I trim that off. Now what I want to do is I just got myself in the ballpark, so I want to see it's a little, well that's actually perfect. If it was not going in the bore, you can just keep trimming until it fits just perfect so you know you got a seal. Right now I have a seal. And just to show you how well these work, just for a quick, with some paper and a coat hanger, really flat, straight shooting dart. There you go. The darts don't last that long, but they're cheap and easy to make. And I hope you enjoyed watching this demonstration, and I hope you enjoy shooting your big bore blowgun.
I love the power of our 625 Magnum. I love the ability it shoots these heavy darts, and it can smash things with our stun darts and stuff, and we got awesome penetration, but it's the accuracy of our blowgun that really counts. If you can't put that dart exactly where you want it, you won't have the success you want with your blowgun. Our 625 Magnums are enormously accurate, and we're going to prove it to you now. I'm going to attempt to stick it through the hole of that lifesaver, and failing that, I'll smash it to smithereens. Well, my first attempt didn't go through, but it sure broke it into pieces. Just vaporized that. Was that fun or what? I really enjoyed that. Let's try that again. That was fun.
Hi, I'm going to demonstrate the penetration power of all of our blowgun darts right here. I have a 10-pound block of clay. Clay's been used by the shooting industry for years to test penetration and expansion, and I'm going to shoot every dart we have at that block of clay just to see what we can get. First, I'm starting with the mini broadhead. Now I have the razor tip broadhead, bamboo dart, the first dart I had was the mini broadhead. I'll pull that out, just went clear up to the cone. So we're getting on that a good 4 inches of penetration on that, which is really good. The next was the razor tip broadhead. Pull that one out. And I got about 3 inches of penetration. Last was the bamboo dart. And that one got about 2.5 inches of penetration. So these all did very, very well.
Once you've developed your accuracy with the 625 Magnum to where you can hit a 2 or 3 inch circle reliably at 30 feet, you're ready to go hunting. There's a number of ways that you can hunt with a blowgun. I'm going to go through a few. I'm not saying this is the only way, but these are some of the methods that I've used. One thing you can do is you can drive around in your four-wheeler or on your mountain bike, or you can hike through the trails until you see a likely looking animal that's within the limits of your blowgun. Maybe you're squirrel hunting, you know. You go by, you might hear the squirrels, you get off and you stalk in. Stalking requires really quiet motion and real quiet movement. You can't make any noise. You're going to have to watch exactly where you put your feet. Now, I've done a lot of stalking. I've stalked quite a bit in Australia where we would sneak in very close to wild boar. I've been within this blowgun length from wild boar before. I stalked in that close before. So I know you can do it if you're really quiet, and it takes skill and it takes practice. You have to freeze at the right times. You have to move at the right times. You have to watch that animal's head and see where he's looking. You don't take a step when he's looking at you. You need to have him turn his head away and resume his feeding or whatever else he was doing, and then you take another step. But if you're careful, you can get very, very close in stalking, well within the range of your blowgun. Then you want to stalk in close. When it turns its head away, that's when you take your shot. Don't shoot at animals that are looking at you or looking in your direction. They might even jump your blowgun dart and get away, or you'll hit them in a spot you didn't intend it to, and you'll wound them. And we all hate wounding game. Anyone that loves animals doesn't want to wound an animal. He wants to take that animal cleanly and humanely, and that's my wish for you when you hunt with a blowgun. Another way that you can hunt is still hunt. When you're still hunting, you haven't necessarily seen your quarry. You're not really stalking. You're moving through what you think is a game-rich area quietly, looking for a sign of that animal that's your quarry's presence. It may be just an eye you're looking for. Rabbits in particular. Rabbits will hold still and let you walk right by them. But quite often you can see their eye, or you can see an ear. You're looking for some telltale sign of that animal's presence so that you can stalk in on him or arrange your body in such a position you can take a shot. So still hunting can be really valuable, and it can be very successful if you practice it. And again, you have the same elements of the stalk. You have to move quietly. You don't want to be making a bunch of noise, crashing through the brush, and think you're still hunting. The other thing about still hunting is you don't move at a steady pace. You move a number of steps quietly, and then you look. And then you move some more steps quietly, and then you look. Pick up that animal, stalk in close, and shoot him. Another way that I've hunted with the blowgun that I've been really successful is ambushes. Ambushes at water holes for birds is my favorite way to hunt with a blowgun. I've shot quite a few dove and pigeons at water holes, and a few francolin, and also a really big lizard one time. So you can get in a water hole or a pond and push yourself into a bush, or you can wear camouflage clothing. That'll help and break up the outline of your body with the natural materials that are present. Push into a bush, hold really still at the water's edge, and lots of stuff will fly in if you're in a game-rich area, and you can get a shot. I've shot dove 2 lengths of my blowgun, this 5-foot blowgun, 10 feet away from me, and I've shot quite a few that way. So I know it can be successful. So ambushing at water holes and ponds and little streams and slow spots by the river, those can be really productive. You can hunt with a blowgun anywhere because it has limited range and it's quiet. And you can use it very effectively and accurately and take a lot of game. Get out and hunt with your blowgun. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy hunting with mine.
I have our standard 4-foot blowgun, and I'm going to be demonstrating on this tire pel that these can be used as a self-defense weapon if needed to be. So I'm going to give it a few good strikes just to show you. As you can see, they take a really good licking without just folding over or breaking. And here I have our standard 5-foot 2-piece blowgun. The weakest point in this is the coupling, but I'm going to show you with our tight threads on this just how durable this is. On a good stab, step overhand, and see, still not bent, hasn't broken. Now I'm going to hit it with some hits. As you can see, hasn't broken. What's great about the two-piece, even though it's long-winded, once you do get it apart, you do have two weapons to work with. Next is I have our 4-foot heavy-duty blowgun. Let me show you the difference in the wall thickness. As you can see, it's twice as thick as our standard blowgun. And this allows you, especially in self-defense, to get really good hits. Just take punishing hits on it. Took some really, really heavy hits, and it bent. It's a blowgun. It's not a fighting stick. But you can see how much force it actually takes to even bend one of these. These will still be serviceable in a weapon, as a weapon, and you can still repeatedly keep hitting. Still ready to go.
I hope you've enjoyed this presentation of the hardest hitting blowguns on the market, the 625 Magnum. I've done everything I can to convince you. I don't know what more we can do. We've showed you how fast these blowguns shoot. We've showed you the terrific impact, the terrific penetration, and I really want to encourage you to go out and buy one. I really appreciate your business, and I want to wish you a lot of luck with your 625 Magnum. Happy hunting and be safe.